Hello everybody, I'm Elizabeth and welcome to my kitchen. So, rainy day today, and usually every couple of weeks I take an afternoon in my kitchen where I grind all my spices, make some granola or whatever I need to prep up for the next week. And one of the things that I love after doing that is making myself a cup of chai. Everybody knows chai these days, but when I came to Canada more than 20 years ago, it was something that I introduced to most of my friends over here. So they all know my love for chai. And I just want to kind of talk to you a little bit about, it's so simple to make a cup of chai for yourself at home. You know, you'd save yourself a lot of money if you go to Starbucks, and usually they just have a syrup. It doesn't really taste like chai. You need just a few ingredients. You can play around, see what you like. My favorite is to use cardamom. So this is whole cardamom, which I grind. Actually, my husband loves to grind it, and we grind it full with the shell. I use the whole pod, so you don't have to discard the outer shell. It's really good. So we grind, and it lasts us for about 2 to 3 weeks. And then ginger. So these two are my favorite, but traditionally, people like to use cinnamon, you have cloves, fennel seeds, black pepper, star anise, nutmeg. So all these are really warming spices, and we know the benefits of spices. You can all the way from inflammation to helping you with, things with your oral cavity, nausea, blood pressure. Spices are amazing. So when you're making your chai, so chai is black tea, but if you're going to use your spices, it's masala chai. So to all my non-Indian friends, please don't say chai tea latte, please, okay? It's masala chai latte, or just a chai. So if you want to make your chai, you're going to use black tea, and yes, you got to sweeten it with sugar. If you don't want to use sugar, it's completely up to you, but traditionally, and it also because we're using spices, we like a little bit of sugar in your tea. And then you have like 2 parts water, 1 part milk. Pani kam is less water, more milk, and you play around with the spices, the tea, the sugar, and you just put it all into a pot, which I'm going to take you through, and then you enjoy a nice cup of chai at home. Okay? I'll show you ginger in the bowl.
I need to speak and read this to myself.
So here we are going to make a nice little cup of chai. I've got some water in here, to which I'm going to add milk. So I've got equal parts, milk and water. I'm just making, it's about half a cup of water, half a cup of milk, and maybe a little tad more. I'm going to put the stove on. I've got my fresh ginger. Add my fresh ginger to that. My cardamom. Okay, so I'm going to let that just lightly come to a simmer. So I love cardamom. It's my favorite spice. And like I said, I also sometimes make my chai masala, which would include all the spices that I mentioned earlier. So if you want to take a look at these spices, green cardamom, nutmeg, star anise, cinnamon, clove, fennel, and black pepper. I have a nice recipe with exact measurements that I grind, and sometimes I'm in the mood to have that. It's really warming, it feels good. So I'm going to let this mixture come to a gentle simmer, and then a little bit of sugar. So I just like a little pinch. In India, usually the chai walas on the street, it's millions of people in India love their chai, and when I go back, it's a little too sweet for me. So but it's just, I like to add a little bit of sugar, and it's pretty tasty. When it simmers, I'm going to put my black tea. I'm going to let it come to a nice little simmer, and then I'm going to show you what the end product looks like. Here I have my milk and my water with the spices and sugar have been simmering. I added about a tablespoon of black tea. I like my tea nice and strong. In India we call it karak chai, strong tea. I'm just giving that, so it's not, I'm not going to be letting it boil like for a long time. Just about maybe 30 seconds to a minute. And I like to use a whisk. Actually, I got that from my husband, who's the best chai wala in town. I've trained him really good, so he makes me a really good cup of chai, masala chai, when he's home. And he likes to whisk it with all his labor of love, and he keeps doing that the whole time and really infuses all the flavor in the tea. The other thing I want to mention to you is sometimes I like to add lemongrass to my tea. My kids love it. In the summer, my son loves mint chai. We call it pudino di chai. He goes outside, he grabs a whole bunch of fresh mint, and he loves mint in his chai. So here you see now my tea is simmering. Really nice. It's got all the beautiful aroma here of the cardamom, the ginger. I can't wait to have this. Goes nice with some nice hot samosas. That's one of the favorites in an Indian home. Have hot samosas with the tea. Not every day, but once in a while on a rainy day like this, treat yourself. So here I'm going to pour this beautiful cup of chai. Here we go. Obviously, you're going to need a strainer because we always use loose leaf black tea. There's no dishwater tea in my home. Okay, so here's my cup of chai. Exactly a cup. You can take a look. This is hot chai. Enjoy.